The extra point is back in action after a long winter break off, and Kai, wouldn't you know it, we're already on a new set.
Yes, Jake, we've came quite a long way, and I have to say it, I'm loving the new digs.
I don't even know what digs means, but speaking of new, the WKU football team received 13 national letters of intent yesterday, bringing all kinds of new talent to the Hill.
WKU certainly snagged some quality players, but let's take a look at how the national powers fared on signing day. National champion Alabama didn't stop. They walked away as signing day's biggest winners, racking up 15 four-star recruits, adding to the nation's best class. The Tide also scored 2 five-star talents, top-ranked safety Landon Collins and second-ranked athlete Eddie Williams. The Seminoles of Florida State made plenty of noise themselves, landing America's top-ranked player, the Big D end Mario Edwards. Edwards headlines a class that features 11 four-star recruits. Rounding out the other 8 schools in the top 10 were your normal powers: Texas, Florida, Georgia, Ohio State, Michigan, Miami, Clemson, and Notre Dame.
And while the tops weren't much for national conversation, they created plenty of waves in both the Bluegrass State and the Sun Belt. Quality over quantity was head coach Willie Taggart's theme during recruiting. With 7 of 13 signees being 3 stars, Taggart can say mission accomplished. WKU's signing class ranks 2nd in the Sun Belt behind defending champion Arkansas State. Here's some numbers for you to understand just how much Taggart has impacted the football program. Through 2007 to 2009, the top scored 6 3-star talents. Now, in 3 years of Taggart being around at WKU, he's had 3 recruiting classes and he's already landed 23. Now let's go ahead and take a closer look at the offense. Wide receiver Austin Akins from Tampa, Florida. Well, he played at Plant High School and he racked up 1,600 yards and 20 touchdowns in his high school career. Akins will add much needed depth for the Topper receiving corps. Now on to WKU picked 3 running backs. First up, a kid from my hometown, Travis Elliott, who played at Ryle High School. Elliott's senior season was cut a little bit short with a knee injury, but his stats showed no injury. Elliott was still able to rush for over 4,700 yards with 32 touchdowns. Second up is Leon Allen from none other than Manatee High School, and that's right, that's the same high school Coach Willie Taggart's from. Allen, the 5'11" back, is thought to be the most underrated player in this year's class. Allen finished his senior season with over 800 yards rushing and another 300 receiving. The final running back for this class is Louisville native Anthony Ace Wales. Wales, a small, speedy back, finished his high school career with over 8,200 career rushing yards. That's right, 8,200. His senior year alone was just shy of 3,000 yards, and by the way, Wales is 3rd all-time in Kentucky history. How about them apples? The Toppers also picked 2 offensive linemen to add more depth up front, something Taggart really emphasized with this year's class. Now, Tyler English, a state champion from Trinity High School in Louisville, English anchored the nationally ranked offense last season. The Shamrocks' leading rusher ran for over 2,000 yards last season, and the other lineman is Forrest Lamp from Venice High School in Venice, Florida. Lamp played both ways in high school and currently has the WKU coordinators fighting for his talents. Now on to the defense, Kai.
The work wasn't done. On the defensive side of the ball, Seneca High School product Tyrone Pearson, the 6'3", 275 defensive lineman. That's about 2.5 of my co-host here, Jake, just to give you the size of this monstrous man. The most significant Topper signee in history, some say. Pearson recorded 52 tackles and 7 sacks in his senior campaign. 2-star defensive end Julian Leslie brings tremendous athleticism to WKU's pass rush. At 6'3", 215, the Miami native has already drawn Quintarius Smith comparisons from recruiting coordinator Eric Mathis. Marquez Pride adds more bulk to the interior of WKU's defensive line. Pride piled up 208 tackles and 19 sacks during his highly touted career at Bob Jones High School. Rounding out the defensive line recruits are Devontae Terrell and Calvin Washington. Terrell received 3 stars from rivals and for his high motor and 288-pound frame. Washington comes to the Hill from Eastern Arizona Community College and was ranked 8th best JUCO defensive end. The only linebacker in the 2012 class is 3-star signee Daquel Randall. The Palmetto High School product has a nose for the ball carrier, and has notched 358 tackles in 3 years of varsity ball. Alfred State Community College transfer Brett Harrington caps WKU's list. Harrington comes to the Hill ranked as the top JUCO prospect in the state of New York. The defensive back intercepted 3 passes last season and returned a fumble for a touchdown.
Now, only 13 players are considered a part of the top signing class, but let's go over here, shall we? But 3 walk-ons add both depth and talent to the mix. JUCO transfer running back Ben Axon comes to the Hill with an interesting track record. Axon has already been at Eastern Michigan and Butler Community College, making WKU his 3rd stop. But when it comes to skill set, Axon impresses with his 4.40, just only a 4.40, and his elusiveness in the backfield, adding a perimeter threat to the offense is 6'5" wide receiver Michael Fluellen. Fluellen's height and leaping ability bring a much-needed weapon to the Topper receiving corps. The Seneca High School product was the favorite target of highly touted quarterback DeMarcus Smith. Now, Smith is enrolled at WKU, but his playing eligibility is still up in the air. Coming out of high school in 2011, Smith was a 4-star recruit for Central Florida.
Other Louisville products, Jarrell Moore and Lamont McMurray, are also heading to the Hill as walk-ons. Moore is a wide receiver transfer from Louisville, whereas McMurray was a star running back at St. X. Kicking was an issue for the Tops last season, and the answer to those problems may be walk-on Clay Nelson. Nelson drilled 11 of 13 field goals for South Warren last season, including 4 in 1 game. Coming up after the break, we'll have local recruiting experts Jordan Wells and Zach Ryle to analyze all the new Toppers.